Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Los Angeles Havoc here, aka Lay Tato, high priest of the congregation and all that. And I've been waiting all day to make this video and discuss, commiserate, whatever you want to call it. So if you've been following me for any bit of time, you will know that my start in content creation in the gaming space started with Destiny. Hunter gang all day, baby. And today we got the news that I think a lot of us in one way or another all knew at some point was going to come. It's so weird to phrase. I don't think any of us had any sort of doubt that, there would be a day where there would no longer be a Destiny 2. Or a Destiny period. I think all good things come to an end at some point, but I was not prepared for that today. But here we are. Bungie released a new article earlier this afternoon titled Destiny 2, Every End is a New Beginning. First few lines read, for almost 12 years, we have had the joy and honor to explore the Destiny universe with you all. Through all the ups and downs, surprises, and triumphs, building Destiny alongside our players has been a monumental privilege. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has become clear that after the final shape, we have reached the time for our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. There's more, a lot more in the article actually, but there's been chatter leading up to this article in the community. When are they going to talk about the June update? What's coming with Shadow and Order? When's the next DLC dropping? When's the next chapter of the Fate Saga coming? So this feels a bit blindsiding. Maybe not to some, because there's been other creators out there kind of watching the earnings calls and seeing writing on the wall that probably was there for some time. And I think a lot of us wanting to hold out hope did just that. We held out hope, wanted to think positive. And, when you believe in something, you want to see it succeed and you want to see it continue and grow for as long as it can until it reaches its natural conclusion. I haven't really known where to begin with my thoughts on this. I've been talking about it with friends all day, friends that a large amount of them I would not know without Destiny. To back it up a bit, and I've talked about it on my other channel, my music channel, but I don't think I've talked about it much here. But when Destiny was gifted to me by my friend Brandy, it came on time. I'm a musician by trade. I am a hip hop artist. I'm part of a group called Havoc, and I've done music since I was 16. That was my first passion, my first true love, really. And, in 2016, where I began playing Destiny, I was also burning out. I was falling out of love with it. I had been grinding really hard, working with my brothers and working on my solo stuff, putting stuff out, doing projects. And 2016 was actually, honestly, one of the most successful years I had in music. I was doing shows, I was putting on my own shows, and I dropped an album. It was a free album, but it was very successful. A lot of people liked it, enjoyed it. And I got booked for private shows. It was a good year. I did not enjoy any of it because nothing ever felt like enough. But when I played Destiny, it allowed me to escape from that. And ironically, that's when I realized something was wrong with how I was feeling about music, because music wasn't hitting the same. Now, ironically, lately, Destiny hasn't hit the same. Key difference, I still love Destiny. In fact, actually, one of the only things that have ever really driven me away from Destiny is how toxic elements of the community can be. When you love something, when you care about it so much, it doesn't feel good to enter spaces where it's involved and all you see is negativity. I made skits, and actually some of my first music in years actually between 2016 and 2019. Some of the first music I enjoyed sharing with people was about Destiny. Gambit on my mind, Transmat dripping, just doing stuff from the perspective of my hunter, and just really just being engaged with the game in a way that I realized I could kind of merge two things that I love at the same time, and sharing that with people and getting that feedback and being a part of the community, being welcomed into the community, making so many amazing friends, and building my own community within the Destiny community and now beyond, as you know, I dabble into other games and stuff. Projects I'm a part of, Mortis Maledictum, one of them, was birthed as a Destiny collaboration between myself, Gamma Trap, and Anubis, which later has become its own life, which y'all should all check out, by the way. But that's not to shameless plug. I don't think I could sit here all day and talk about Destiny and what it's meant for me and what it's done for me. But it's been a magnificent experience, and I've echoed that a few times. Meeting my clan mates and community members at GCX, different years. I met Morla, who is the voice actress of Eris Morn. I got to meet a couple of the community managers, DMG, Cosmo, and others. You know, I've had some of my skits go viral, you know, get, you know, a couple of thousand views. I think one of them actually hit like 10K or something on Twitter at the time, back when Twitter was still Twitter and not X. I have a lot of memories. I have a lot of fond memories. And I was just having this conversation. Someone asked if I was going to be jumping into the June update, and I was planning on it. I was curious as to what it would be hitting on. And from what I read of the article, there's a lot coming. There's a lot of positive change coming. It's a decent send-off, and we will be covering that on the channel here today. This video is more my immediate thoughts and reactions. That's all the warm stuff. So if you're good there and that's where you want to leave it, high note, this is your cue to. But if you are someone like me that has been super invested in this one way or the other, I'm not going to not address the elephant in the room. I have a lot of big feelings about this because while I knew Destiny was going to end one day, like I said in the beginning of the video, I didn't realize that day was going to be today. I didn't realize that day was going to be this year in 2026. Didn't realize that was going to be 2 expansions into a new saga, a new multi-year saga. So having gone through the final shape and going through the epilogue of the final shape, where the original story told in Destiny 2 had reached its natural conclusion. Never mind the sunset content, right? Never mind everything from D2 Year 1 all the way through Forsaken being gone, right? Like, never mind all that. The story that began with Destiny 2 and at the end where you see the pyramid ships comes full circle in the final shape, where we confront their witness inside the pale heart of the traveler. Epic. And then we end staring out inside the pale heart. That would have been a chef's kiss ending. I would have been okay with Destiny 2 ending there. It would make sense, right? I think that was a lot of people's jumping off point. Rightfully so, right? I think we all have been invested in the story in one way or another. And while some people fell off because they were unhappy with the game, state of the game, it's a real thing. And people are entitled to feel that way, and people move on, right? But the part that hurts about this, that's devastating, is that there was a natural conclusion that I think we all could have celebrated. but we were given something new to look forward to. We were told that there were plans beyond, worlds beyond, and a whole new story. The Nine finally being brought in and explained, just for this to wrap up open-ended, just like the enormous plethora of other story beats that are still in question. Destiny's universe is massive, and I don't feel entitled to anything, and I cannot stress enough that this is not to be unappreciative or disrespectful to the developers. I know that decisions like this are higher up the food chain. Everybody has jobs to do, and everybody has bosses that they have to answer to. So this is not to speak down on the work put in by the devs, but I do think that it's a shame that we perhaps may never see the conclusion of these newer stories. We may never get the conclusion of some of these other stories. Sure, Ido, Shin Malfur, the Dredgens, the Shadows of Yore, the new crop of Ahamkara. And again, this Faith Saga, the story of the Nine, the prophecy. To survive, you must bind the Nine. So what happens with that? Now, the article does go into saying that there are going to be story beats that leave characters in unique places and everything. I don't know if this is going to be a setup for a Destiny 3. As I was discussing this video with my wife and friends, other articles were coming out reporting that Bungie is planning layoffs post this announcement. And hours earlier, I was like, we don't know what's coming with the state of play. Maybe there'll be a D3 announcement. Who knows? Next thing I know, I'm seeing articles about no plans for D3. D3 has not been in development. So I guess the truth is, all in all, I do not know how to feel with any of it. I just don't know. I am, however, thankful. Again, I am thankful for the memories. I'm thankful for the experience. This game, I played video games, as like a passing interest, but because music was such a dominating force in my life, I hadn't really found a game that really pulled me out of music, nor had I found anything that really inspired me musically that was also not in some way, shape, or form related to music. And Destiny changed all that. Again, I have a lot of big feelings about this, but we will soldier on. We will soldier on. Like I said, I'm going to chew through this article a bit more and put together a video to just kind of go over the details, the meat, as it were, to talk about what's coming in the June update. It's called The Monument of Triumph. Now, Destiny 1 ended with Age of Triumph, so appropriate, right? And it will be available to all players. For what it's worth, I'm actually really excited about the changes. It's called Destiny 2 Monument of Triumph and goes live June 9th. So I hope to see you all there. And on a personal note, I just want to again thank you all so much for taking time out to check out this channel. Thank you for watching this video if you made it this far even. It's big news. It's big news, good or bad. People have been calling this shit a dead game forever, so I guess it's hard not to be petty and be like, I guess people got their wish, but at the same time, no one can make me hate this game. I got too much love and too much warmth from it. And that means something. So to the developers that put their hearts and souls into this game and brought us these stories, these characters, these experiences, thank you. To my friends, my community, my congregation, thank you. And just to Destiny itself, thank you. Again, if you enjoyed this video, do all the particulars. If you want to stay tuned to the channel, like I said, I'm going to be posting updates on this article once I chew through it a bit more. So if you want to see that when it drops, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. But until next time, friends, we'll see you. My name is Lost Angel of Havoc. Thank you for watching Late Tato Clips. We will see you next time. Same late time, same late channel.